anyway, I'm home now, and the wife is out with her girlfriends having dinner, so I'm batching it tonight so I can play radio.
Oh, good deal, good deal. And are you going to be taking on the check-ins, or are you going to be helping in that department a little later, over?
I will be helping a little bit later, yeah, you betcha. I get in here about 10 to 8, and then I have a 10-meter net till about 8:20, and then I come back.
Okay, very good. Well, I'll be hanging around, and I'll try to check in with you. I've got some other people up here. They want me to check them in, so we'll do that a little later on this evening. And I'll say a pleasant evening to you for now, and for you a little later, over.
Very good. All right. Talk to you a little bit later. Dave, you too. WA60IB.
WA697.
Well, I'd love to have you. You betcha. I'd love to have you by here. You betcha. Okay. Well, we'll look forward to that coming up here in a couple of weeks or whatever it is. Okay, real good. WA6LOL, WA60IB. Well, Wednesday's my day up on the hill, so that's when I go to Meadow, and that's my life, mountaintops. I've got a bunch of radio stations and this and that up and down the state, so I spend a good part of my time up in the mountaintops and trying to get in and fighting the snow and all that good stuff now for umpty years. So anyway, I'd love to have you with me. I could have used some help today. I was moving some stuff around in the repeater, and I had to go find some pieces of wood to hold things up and this and that. So I make do, but it sure would be good to have another set of hands sometimes. So, all right, talk to you a little bit later. Be back. WA60IB.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that's happened to me before, too. You betcha. Yeah, I had an AM repeater back in 1962. Yeah, 63. Yeah, 63, I guess. Yep. And, yeah, I was up, it was the BC 1332 and made it into a repeater with the Amico New Vista preamps and converters and all that crap. Anyway, all handmade, thrown together. Had it up on top of the Roosevelt Auditorium here, and we had a lot of fun with that all around the city. And it got out pretty good because the Roosevelt was pretty high. So anyway, yeah, I've been messing with the repeaters since I was a little kid. See you later. WA60IB. Going to go in the house and get something to eat. It's 28445. 28445 at 8 o'clock. Yep, and yeah, you probably won't hear most of the guys, but you might hear me. I'm running a kilowatt at 110 feet antenna and vertically polarized. But anyway, you might hear me, and a couple of the other guys are running some power. So I check in. My slot is about 12 after, something like that. So take a listen. You may hear some of the guys. Righto, WA6OIB, Northern Clovis.
Hi, Ken. K6USY DMO6. Go get your dinner.
Oh, hi there. Yep. I guess you heard the repeater from wherever you were.
Yeah, and then I got caught up in a conversation on one of the other repeaters, but I did hear it come back to me on my handheld.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good. Well, so far so good. Yeah, we're back up to power now, so that's a good thing. All right, see you in a little bit. WA6OIV.
K6USY DMO6.
Kilo 6 Victor Bravo Golf 971.
Hi, Dave. K6USY.
Hey, good evening, Aaron. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Did you hear the news that I took the extra test on Monday?
You did what?
I took the extra test on Monday and passed.
Bravo. Good job. You know, I was doing Kim's class, and my lack of oxygen, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So, well, you can always study on your own.
I'll be doing that, but I don't know. I don't know how important it is at this point.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah. especially if things go sideways. You're not going to be able to use the privileges.
Yeah, be kind of like a moot point, won't it?
Hey, Mike. KA6USY 1079.
Kilo 6 Victor Bravo Golf 971.
Kilo Golf 6 Charlie Echo Fox 982.
KK6 ZKE 704. Just getting this thing tuned up here and waiting for the other net to start.
Well, I don't know about that. That's in between trying to catch my breath, Mike. You haven't heard, Mike. I had to drop out of that class. I have problems breathing, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I took the test on Monday, and it hit the FCC database the day after. So yeah, it's and now it's on QRZ, so now people won't bug me about it. K6USY.
May not learn quite as much. Ken's a wonderful teacher, and he covers a lot more information than you probably need to pass the test, but at least that's one way you could go get it and then get your license, and little by little you pick it up. You're going to pick up what you need anyway. Okay, let's see, who else do we have in here this evening? Is there anybody else sandbagging? We probably have Rob. Are you here?
KM6SR, yep, I'm busy writing down and trying to fix dinner, over.
Okay, well, good, we got you. I think you probably connected with Aaron. He took a pretty good log last night and may have passed it on to you, but I think we had 19. What was it? Not 19, 18, 17 check-ins or something last night, Aaron?
We had 20.
Not bad for 1296 with a few people missing. AA6AS was missing, and of course he's a notable. He should have been in there, but I think he had something else tying him up there. Okay.
W6PBS 7.
Yeah, good evening, Frank, and it sounds like you're sounding a little better.
Yeah, I'm clearing up pretty good. Just to give you a quick heads up, Friday I have a job booked with Robert, KR70.
Oh, good.
Maybe we'll get some of that equipment we talked about a while back.
Yeah, wonderful.
727.
There's the big Mike.
Good evening, Mike and Rob and Frank and Aaron and others.
Yeah.
Mike and Frank and Aaron and others, Dave and Daryl, KM6SR.
Oh, Rob, you're in the mud.
Good evening, Rob.
Hey, Daryl, Dave, you guys are sounding good.
Rob, you got your amp on?
Oh, nope, I forgot to turn it on. I'll get it. Just a minute.
KJ6TYO checking in, 1009, good evening.
You read my mind. I said, where's Ron? He has been checking in pretty reliably, and he should be in here. Good evening, Ron.
Good evening. Yeah, got the SWRs down, so anyway, we'll check in when we can.
Okay, good deal. You're sounding good and strong up this way. I've got the beam down south, although I'm not sure we're going to have any check-ins from down that way. We'll take a standby. It's late enough. I'm sorry I was a minute late. My son and my grandson were cooking dinner tonight, and it was on the patio. So, and Judy's here, and we all sat down and ate, but I had to be polite and have a small meal with everybody, so that was good. That's why I was a minute or so late there. Otherwise, we're not. I don't think it bothered anybody. We haven't lost any wind in our sails yet here. Okay, let's see. Going south, I haven't, and it's interesting because I haven't heard any LA stations, so we might have some weird propagation tonight. Haven't had any chatter in there at all. Maybe they're all out to lunch. N6SWR, KB6RQU, KG6BRG. Anybody down there in the Bakersfield area? Delta Mike 05, K6MYC, calling and listening. Okay. And I guess I haven't heard Bill in here tonight. Bill's usually in here Wednesday nights.
He's sick.
Oh, he's sick?
He's sick.
Oh, what the heck happened to him?
Well, he's tested negative on everything they tested for, so he's got a cold, I guess. So that's it. That's better, I guess, better news than what it could have been.
Yeah, it's going around. I don't know, it's this time of the year or something. Frank had it. WB6GGY had it pretty bad. Now WA6HNA, these guys are up in Groveland and Twainhort in that area. They all got it. So it's going around, I guess. So far I haven't. Well, of course, I don't go anywhere or see anybody. I'm isolated. But well, luckily we haven't got it here. Frank, I didn't mean to ignore your comment about Friday. So that'll be good. And again, if you don't feel up to it, you don't have to show up tomorrow. Judy and I are chugging along here, and we got more than enough to occupy us. We're trying to clean up a lot of little things that I can't. Well, she motivates, reminds me, oh, we better do this, and then I say, I got to do that first. And the only thing I can't get by with right now, I got a flat tire on the mower, which is bugging me. And I can't get the valve stem out. I thought I could do it with needle nose, but I just cannot get the valve stem out, so I can't squirt some of the goo in there.
What happened to the valve stem? I brought you one of those last time, so you'd have one there. What did we do with it?
Yeah, you brought one? No, I had one. I found one.
Now, I had one. I remember we had this problem once before. Well, I've got one here, or a couple of them around here. I'll find one and bring it to you.
Yeah, that would be helpful. I could get the tire going, and I'll do some mowing tomorrow. I've got to mow the backyard and the front yard with the regular Honda mower, but I got half mowed the other day, and I also got I found the spindle, that leftover wire that we had out by the gate, and now it's wrapped up around the spindle of one of the mower blades, so I got to take the mower blade off, but no point in doing that until I can get this tire fixed. So maybe we can take care of that in the morning if you come down. And that little valve stem removal, it's a cap, but it has a little stem on it that turns over, and you can take the valve stem out. I looked everywhere. I searched everywhere. Judy's eyes were with me, and we couldn't see it anywhere. I took her to all the places that I might have put it, and a lot of places I couldn't possibly have put it, but I probably did. We didn't find it, and then Matt went through the same routine with me and asked me all the places that I would have left it, and we couldn't find it. So we've searched pretty heavy, and I don't know what the hell I did with it. I put it someplace, Frank, I would never lose it, and I would never forget it.
Yeah, too bad it moved.
It went somewhere, flew off with the bats or something. We've got a bat that got injured, and he's been flopping around on our back patio for 2 days. I don't think the poor guy's going to make it because he's just, he can't get up and fly. He flaps, but he can't get off the ground. Anyway, one more call to the south, and then we'll go over and see if we can get a Tascadero here. KB6RQU, KB6BRG, and 6SWR, K6MYC calling south and listening. No such luck, okay? And I don't hear anybody out of L.A. Has anybody heard a trace of L.A. in here tonight?
No, I haven't. SRR.
Huh, that's weird. Okay, let's try and get Ron. We haven't heard Ron for a couple of weeks here. I don't know what's going on with him. KW6QUI. Let's go to Tascadero. Somebody there. Anybody hear that? Way down in there. Who is that? W6QUI, W6QUI, or KN6EIV. A6MYC and the Bozo Net calling and standing by. A Tascadero, a Tascadero. Okay. We'll talk this way for just a second on the outside chance that they're across the room or something. We haven't heard Eric for ages now. Since 2 storms ago, he lost a mast or something, and it damaged the antenna a little bit, but has had time to fix it. Maybe at least a lot of time has passed, but maybe he's been so busy he hasn't been able to do it. W6QUI, I don't know what's going on with Ron. He should be in here. Hopefully he's not sick with the same thing that everybody else has had. One more call, W6QUI, KN6EIV in a Tascadero and plate parts in between and beyond, K6MYC. Okay, well, let's go up and get Monterey and Santa Cruz. Here we go. up in the Monterey area, WA6LIE, WA6 London India Echo, K6MYC. How about it, Scott? Are you around tonight?
WA6LIE. Sounding good, a little bit of flutter, but hopefully you're copying me okay. Over.
Well, we're hearing you. There's some funny fade on you, so part of your words are there and some of your words aren't. So let me poke around a little bit with the antenna. I wonder if you've done anything on 6 meters. I listened today, but I wasn't in the shack very much, so I don't think anything happened, but I can't be sure. The bands on the lower bands were in really terrible shape this morning, and I thought, well, maybe there's been another flare, because 40 meters was really in the tank this morning. I mean, we worked everybody, but everybody was down about 20 dB for some reason. I thought, well, maybe that'll do something on 6, but so far I didn't hear anything. What about yourself? WA6LIE, Monterey, K6MYC in the Bozo group. Over.
Okay, very good, Mike. Yeah, I totally agree 100% with what you were saying. HF the past week and a half has really sucked. The high bands, loss absorption, and 6 meters is just kind of sporting a little bit. So, yeah, there was a CME, I think, about 2 days ago, but it just, I don't know, it's just the band sucked. What can I say? And not much 6-meter activity. Over.
Yeah, well, maybe it's any chance of any more F2 or TEP is over. We're just going to have to wait until May and hope for some good E-skip to fill in the season. Anyway, now your propagation to you tonight is kind of poor. I thought we would have a good night here. I don't know why, with the warm weather and everything, things are so down. You're probably 20 dB below where you were the last time you checked in, Scott. So it's readable, but just barely. Anyway, we'll let you go. We'll look for you up Sunday, of course, and maybe over the weekend something will pop on 6. Who knows? Anyway, have a good weekend. Enjoy, and we'll talk to you soon. WA6 London India Echo Monterey, K6MYC.
Okay, very good, Mike. Yeah, 7-3. Yeah, some days are better than others. I haven't changed anything here, so what can I say? Other than good evening, and I'll let you carry on, and good DX to you, WA6LIE.
Okay. And I'm pointing up to Tom. He was in here last night, thought he would be here tonight, so let's see if he is. K6KW6S, K6MYC. How about it, Tom?
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, I'm here, and boy, I didn't hear anything on 6 today at all, and the SFI is at 217.
I'm sorry, you didn't hear anything on 6, and what else?
The SFI is at 217.
Oh, well, that's a good number. If it stays up there, we're definitely going to get some F2 with that kind of numbers.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. The bands have not been that good looking at it on an FT8, but I've worked a few little odds and ends, interesting stuff, but for the most part, no better than it's been the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Okay, hang on just a second. Judy just walked in. She's trying to tell me something. Just stand by a second, guys. QRX.
Pretty good numbers. I expected them to do better.
Okay. Back. My grandson needs to borrow a couple of tools for digging some weeds out of the backyard. Boy, the weeds have been having fun this year. They are going like great guns. We found a big one in the yard today. We forgot to pull it, but we found it. We said, we got to get back to that one in a few minutes. And I forgot. And we got diverted. But it was about 4 feet high, thistle. Sticking right up out of the, and there the sago palms are kind of like a new redwood forest starting in my yard. Jesus. Okay. Well, anyway, Tom, good to hear you. And, yeah, the 217, SFI at 217, that's a really great number. And if we can hold that above 200 for 3 or 4 days, we're bound to get some F2. I have to really pay attention tomorrow. Perhaps in the early morning, somewhere between 7 or 8 in the morning and noon, we'll get some openings into Europe. That's usually when that kind of stuff happens. So hopefully it'll do something for us. KW6S, K6MYC, and the Bozo Net. Over.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I will be around tomorrow, and I'll be able to sporadically check 6 meters and hope for the best. I always just get on call on FT8. I look at the spotting and who's being spotting where they are, so I keep at it, but so far not so good. But there's some kind of exotic stuff. Some of these de-expeditions that are claiming they are working 6 meters, taking 6 meters FT8. And so far I haven't worked any of them, but it seems to be one of the things they're adding to most of the de-expeditions now. K6MYC, KW6S.
Well, it's too bad they don't add a microphone.
I saw how they operate there, and I have the feeling you can work them and they don't know it.
What? Oh, I get it. You know, you mean they're not good operators, and they don't know how good 6 can be, and they think just because signals are moving the S meter that they can't work anybody except FT8. Yeah, you start moving the S meter, those are sideband contacts waiting to happen.
Yeah, boy, I haven't worked one in a while except locals that I could work, that I thought I could work sideband, but I'm more than happy to do that. Yeah, I have the feeling some of these de-expeditions are just short of robots.
One brick short of a load, huh?
Well, I don't know how good the operator is, but I think the operator is really, they've kind of put it on autopilot and watch for it to something go bad, and then they'll jump in and do something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. Right now, with those numbers like that, it's certainly worth watching to see if we can't get a few of the guys that have some half interest in working sideband. They can work a lot of people fast on sideband if they just get with it. I think the contacts can be just as fast on sideband as they can work on FT8.
Oh, I think you can work them faster. It's just a matter of the something like somewhere between 10 and 20 dB better path.
Well, with FT8, yeah. Well, again, if you start getting out of the noise, though, if you start moving the S meter on both ends, you should make contacts on sideband. That's just, there's no excuse for that, except maybe a language barrier. But most of the guys on these de-expeditions are speaking English. All right, well, we'll have to see what happens over the next few days, Tom. We'll look for you tomorrow night, hopefully on 432. And then have a good weekend if we miss you somehow. Take care. Let's see. Lee should be in here tonight. Let's see if Lee's home from the expedition to Visalia. KB6LEE, K6MYC. How about it, Lee? Oh, maybe not.
KE6VON 1040.
KE6VON 1040. Good evening, Adam.
Good evening, Mike. I was a little late on my check-in tonight.
Well, you're okay because you're so close. It doesn't matter where I point, I can hear you. So don't worry about that. Good to hear you. And are you off on the weekends, or are you going to be working?
Unfortunately, working. Yeah, I work normally every weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, regular days.
Yeah, okay. Well, as you heard, the SFI, which is a sunspot flux indicator, or sun flux indicator, numbers are very high, over 200, and that means we very possibly could get some very long-haul F2 skip on 6 meters. So I don't know if you've got a 6-meter antenna up or not, but we could get some pretty exciting conditions if those numbers stay up like that for a few days. That may explain why we had such pukey conditions this morning on 40. It wasn't bad. I mean, they were bad conditions. We could get through, but signals were down by 20 dB on 40 meters up and down the coast with the people that we normally talk with here. All right. Anyway, great to hear you, Adam. Thanks for popping in here.
All righty. Yeah, I need to get a 6-meter up, but I can always use the discount if needed. But anyways, all right, have a good evening. KE6VON, I got to jump over to the 10-meter net.
I go get 10 meters. It should be, it's just about 8. Well, yeah, it's coming up on 8 o'clock, isn't it? Okay, well, it's a good time for us to be toward the Bay Area because none of those guys check in on the 10-meter net, so good timing. All right, let's see, Bay Area, let me bump the antenna a little bit further here. There's the sort of the mid Bay Area setting. See who we hear tonight. K6MYC, 2-meter Bozo Net, standing by, beaming the Bay Area.
K6MYC, Whiskey Bravo 6, Whiskey November, India.
Okay, I hear you, Gary, with a good signal, WB6WNI, and it was, let's see, what's your number, Gary?
Oh, the number is 1090.
Okay, good. Hang on a second. Who was the other one?
KD6SOK.
KD6SOK. I may fall off my chair. Hello, Fred.
Hello, Mike. Yeah, good conditions tonight. No high noise for this time around.
Yeah, you're doing great.
So, yeah, warm day, beautiful day, and so a little bit cooler tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, I just thought I'd try this tonight. It's been a while.
Yeah, well, apparently you don't have the noise that you've been plagued with that one night, so that's good. I think, yeah, you're running very strong here on 2 meters, so the antenna's working. It must be pointed relatively close, and much better signals here than we had last night on 1296. You were in there, but boy, it was thin at times. Anyway, great, Fred. Anything planned for the weekend? If you have 6 meters, you probably heard us talking about the SFI. It's very high, 217. Anything over 200, and we have a great potential for some F2 on 6 meters, which means we could work, outside the continental U.S. A very, very great possibility of that. KD6SOK for your final, K6MYC.
Well, that's good to know, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, I got a text from somebody else that said, yeah, it's open to Australia. Then I look at FT8, so that doesn't count in my book. But anyway, yeah, thanks for the information on 6. I look forward to that. So, all right, Mike, I'll say 7-3. Have a great evening. Talk to you later, KD6SOK.
Okay, thanks, Fred. No, I agree with you on FT8, but we just got to make noise on 50.110. 50.110 is the international calling frequency on 6 meters. 50.125 is our national calling frequency, but we might even get F2. We certainly can get F2 even on stateside signals. So maybe that's the place to start, see if we can get people stoked up there. So if you're on making noise, you could monitor one of those or both of those frequencies. Take care, Fred. 7-3. Enjoy, and we'll see you on Sunday night, maybe, and surprise number 2 from your station. Hi. KD6SOK, K6MYC. Over to you, Gary, WB6WNI, K6MYC.
K6MYC WB6WNI. We are going to ditto the remarks of how well it is. It's like, you know what? Well, let's say it. It's like you're in the room. Anyway, thanks for the 6-meter info. I do have capabilities, so I will look at the 50.11 as well as the 125 and to see what's out there. My take on 6 meters is there's very little traffic, and here in San Jose, they actually try to run a group once a week just to do 6-meter FM, and still not a whole lot going on. So anyway, I guess everything went well with your weekend with the event there in Visalia. So you'll have to tell us more. I obviously wasn't going to be able to get down there, but let's see, anything, Mike? I think that's it. I will definitely be monitoring, but thanks for the information on 6 meters. K6MYC to AB679.
Yeah, fine, Gary. Well, I don't know why anybody would bother with 6-meter. If they're going to bother to get on 6-meter FM is about as low on the totem pole of things that you need to do. And certainly you can work DX occasionally on FM. You might be in there talking, and all of a sudden you're hooking up with England. But you should be over on sideband where everything is a lot easier, I think, in terms of getting weak signals through, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know why they would bother with 6-meter FM. There's a lot of other places that are, a lot of the channels now that used to be very busy on FM with repeaters and stuff, most of the repeaters are not even being used very much. So it's not like they have to go to 6 meters to get a clear frequency. But maybe they want to just make sure that the rig is working, and the rigs are working okay. Anyway, yeah, 6 is a good band when it's, but you got to make noise at 125, and I would certainly, if you have any opportunity to get on there, just occasionally make some noise. Call CQ East on 125 and see what happens. You may be surprised, particularly there's other people out there that are moxie on the numbers, and they know how to use the band, and a lot of people on 6 don't like the FT8 contacts. It just doesn't seem like real radio to them when you can let the computer do the whole contact and many of them in a row, and you never even have to be in the room. It doesn't seem like real ham radio. So that's but we just have to get them out of that lazy mode and get on the band. It's a lot more fun to talk to people, I think. You get to know them, you get to recognize their voices and all that. Anyway, good evening to you, Gary, and good luck on 6. I'll certainly be paying attention through the next few days. Okay, anybody else in the Bay Area? K6MYC Bozo Net.
WB6JNN.
Oh, booming signal. Boy, we got good conditions east-west tonight anyway. Good evening, Jim. How are you?
Did you toss it to me, WB6JNN?
That's right, WB6JNN. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. There was another station in there. I thought I got covered up. But anyway, good evening, and had a fairly decent day today. Had a few little problems here and there, but survived, so I can't complain. You know, vertical's good. Right side of the sod is good, so you know, I like the JC Paper was a paper company here in San Jose, and he and my boss when I was younger used to talk back and forth. I worked for a print shop, and he had a saying about 1 foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. I can relate now. WB6JNN.
Oh, what happened to you today?
Oh, just generally.
Oh, just generally, yeah. Well, I guess sort of that's the way as you get older and older. One foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel, and you're ready to go down one way or the other. Okay. Well, let's hope you don't have that problem for a while, Jim. We need you.
Yeah, that's okay. There was a station that did call just after I did, so there's still some more to collect here.
Yeah, I heard nothing. So stand by. Maybe you can help me get them because I didn't hear them. But let's see if we can get them in here. Go ahead. The other station that's still waiting to get into the Bozo Net from the Bay Area or wherever, K6MYC. Over.
AB6SR.
And WA6AXX, no traffic.
Okay, I'll get you quickly. WA6AXX 773, no traffic. I'm just writing this down. And AB6SR 807. We weren't drinking Merlot today, but such a nice day. Judy and I worked out on what I call my bandstand. It's like another gazebo, but we used it as a bandstand for our 50th wedding anniversary with Myrna. And so we cleaned it all up. We got an entire 30-gallon barrel full of leaves just in the deck of the bandstand. They really collected in there. Anyway, we spiffied it up. We spent about 3 hours in there, and it looked real good. And we finished off by having a glass of wine, some crackers, and some cheese. What do you think?
You're talking to me, Mike.
I'm talking to you there, 807, Mr. Merlot.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I love the idea of the bandstand. I remember when I was at university in Manchester, there was a bandstand in the park there where Lowry, the artist, used to go. Victorian bandstands, of course, were very popular in those days. 3 hours with your barrel of weeds or debris there. Yeah, as Jim said, nice day here. Around about 80, just over 80. I was up early cleaning up, out with a chainsaw, cutting down some vegetation, getting ready for some new fences around the place here, just at the front and around the back. So I got up doing that a little bit early so I could get in and before it got too hot today. One thing I would say, Fred, KD6, that's okay. I never heard him this loud as I did this evening, so he was coming in here well. Nothing much else. Glad you're having a good day there. Yeah, I had my Merlot tonight and had a little nap before coming on the air. So, yeah, enjoy the wine there in the bandstand. Back to you.
Thank you. Yep. Yeah, we had a good day. It was not as warm as I thought it was going to be. They claimed it was going to be close to 75, 76. I don't think it got that warm. It was very pleasant, don't get me wrong, but now it's cooling off in the evening. It's cooler tonight than it was last night, and I was in this same room last night with just a T-shirt, and Judy brought me out a long-sleeve jacket, and I put it on, and I feel much more comfortable now. So it's cooler tonight for some reason. The overnight temperatures are supposed to be warmer, but the early evening temperatures are lower than they were last night, so who knows. Anyway, good to hear you, Stan, and I'm glad that you recognize that Fred was in here. Fred doesn't get in very often. I think all the rain washed all the dust off the antenna, and it's really performing. He was very strong over here, too. Thanks for that. Now, let's see. I had you. I had Ed in here. There was another voice. I didn't get it. Who was the other voice? I got AB6SR and WA6AXX, and there was another one, but I missed it. Over.
KF6QCH.
AB6WFC. AB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Good evening, Mike. Hang on. That's 775. Let me get you in here. And I hear 6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. I'm just writing it in. And I heard I think it's KF6 QCH. Is that right? Go ahead.
Roger, Mike, Kilo Fox 6, Quebec Charlie Hotel, 787, no traffic.
I'm sorry, I missed the Bozo number. Try it again.
787, over.
787, okay. Well, good to hear you. Sounds like you're getting things going, and 2 times in a row here I'm about to fall off my chair. What a pleasure hearing, and you're quite a bit stronger tonight than I think I've ever heard you. So we've got really, really good propagation up to San Francisco area, over.
Roger that, Mike. Anyway, back to the net, K6NYC, KF6QCH. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you, and thanks again for calling in. Okay. Oh, Mike, over to you. I didn't mean to. Almost forgot who it was. Oh, a lot of check-ins tonight from the Bay Area. This is very nice to hear. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, as your 2-meter signal is up and strong as it has been for the last month or so. Ever since you turned the switch on the 2-meter rig, it's starting to work really well.
K6NYC, KB6 WFC, and the amp just kicked off.
Well, I noticed it kicked off, but it didn't make any difference. You were still strong, and it didn't go down that much, so you're just bodacious. What's the amp? What amp are you using?
Oh, it's it just went off again. It's the Gemini amp, and I don't know why it's kicking off tonight. That's weird.
Well, Gemini, so how much power does it make? 500 or 600 or more?
500.
Okay. Well, it's kicking off to a VSWR problem, probably. If you could do it, check and see what your reflected power is. If it's over 2 to 1, most amps are set by the factory to trip out at 2 or 2.5 to 1, so they don't get damaged. But you might look at that quickly, and I'll stand by. Over.
Let's see here. No, I think it's okay. I just turned my gain down a little bit, but I think it trips out when it's too much. But it just kicked out. Oh well. Anyways, yeah, you sound good tonight too. Very loud. K6NYC, KB6 WFC.
Yeah, it sounds like it doesn't want the amount of drive you're using, and I don't think you need that amount of drive, so whatever you're driving, what's the normal requirement for the amp, over?
I think the top is 25? Yeah, something like that.
And how much are you driving with now?
Well, right now I'm looking at the peak meter, and it might be over 25 on my modulation peak.
Well, there you are. That's why it's tripping.
Yep, it's modulation, or I'm driving it too hard, just like you said.
Well, modulation is your drive. Now, if you're averaging over 25 watts, that's why it's kicking. So you might just drop it down so you're peaking about 20 or 23 watts or 22 or so, and then I think you'll not have any issues, over.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's doing better. It hasn't tripped yet. So I turned it down some.
Yeah, I mean, I've got PQL amps, and they trip too. And I've got one of my amps. I think our amps that we used to build at M Squared would trip out if you overdrove it too much. Ours were pretty tolerant, but it could, if you got much past 100 watts of drive on 6 meters or 50 watts on 2 meters, they would trip. So that's not unusual in a solid state amp. Anyway, you're certainly strong either way, but I like the amp on there better. It gives you a real presence. And God, it's so much better than it used to be. I just don't know what happened, other than you turned everything on. Anyway, good evening to you, Mike, and hope you have a good weekend. If you, as you heard, probably the SFI is very, very high, sun flux indicator index. It's 217 currently, and that means anything over 200, and you have a very good chance of seeing some F2 on 6 meters, which means long-haul DX outside the continental U.S. is very possible. So you might be keep yourself alert on that one. Good evening for now, and we'll look for you tomorrow night. I think you have the 432. We've been hearing you there. You're not bodacious on that band, but I think we've made quite a few contacts there. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6NYC.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, no, I'm on 50125 most evenings on my way home from work, so I'm out there.
Okay. They'll be listening at home, too. You never know. This F2 stuff can still be open in the evenings to the Pacific area. You might look just due west or a little bit south of west. You might have New Caledonia. You might have some of the more rare countries out there, Taiwan and those areas. They have a lot of 6-meter operators out there, so and they're quite active. So you could catch some nice new countries if you haven't got those guys. Okay, 7-3, Mike. Good evening again. See you hopefully tomorrow night on 432. KB6WFC, K6MYC. One more standby in the Bay Area. Over.
Kilo Bravo 6, Lima Echo Echo.
Okay, KB6LEE. Stand by a second, Lee. We missed you earlier. There was somebody underneath you. Let's see who that was. Who was the other station?
Oh, it's me. But, that high-powered Lee guy, he just buried me.
He did. Yeah, boy, out of Watsonville. Good evening, Jim. Okay, let's get Lee in here quickly, and then we'll get her up your way. The KB6 Lima Echo Echo, we were afraid that you had been absconded with or passed out on the way back from Visalia. Go ahead.
No, I didn't fall off of the edge of the mountain into San Luis Reservoir. That's probably about the worst thing that could have happened. Anyway, yeah, I'm here, and everything is going well, and I just wanted to check in, Bozo 1098, so just wanted to say hi tonight. 7-3, KB6LEE.
Okay, very good, Lee. And of course, because you were in Visalia over the weekend, you probably didn't get anywhere. But have you had a chance to get back to 432? You think you want to give it a try tomorrow night?
Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that tomorrow night. My dance card is kind of full tomorrow. I tried working on the beacon yesterday, and I was able to get it on the Cushcraft on 2 meters, but I just can't pick it up on 432. So I'm still kind of hunting around and thinking about other things. I can height the mast up a little bit higher, but I need a little more coax to do that. So I've got to build another cable, and you know how it goes. One thing leads to another, right?
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. At least you're hearing 2 meters, and you can optimize their direction on 2 meters, and then you at least have a fighting chance of hearing 432. 432 can be a little weird. You might have to sit there for a few minutes and just let the radio run on that frequency. You may have done this already, but just point in the right direction and let it run, because it may be one of those things that are so marginal it's going to come up out of the noise and then drop down back into the noise and come up out of the noise and so on. But if you listen for 15 minutes and don't hear it, it means you're not quite there yet. Okay, 7-3 for now, and we'll see you Sunday, unless you really surprise us with 432 tomorrow. Hi. KB6LEE 1098, K6MYC. Thanks, Lee.
7-3.
Over to you, Jim. W6PQL. Boy, you were in the tank yesterday on 1296. We had no bat, did we?
It's pretty bad. I don't know. Maybe I'll just change my antennas and hope for the best. But everybody locally hears about the same signal strength. Oh, I figured out why we didn't get Steve in there on 222 and 1296. He hasn't been checking in with Ralph either, so he's probably on vacation again somewhere. Sometimes when weather's good, he and his wife take off, and they like to ride motorcycle, and that's probably what he's doing. But anyway, that explains it. I had to check that this morning because I usually hear him no matter what. If I don't hear him very loud, I at least see him on the waterfall. But he wasn't checking in with Ralph either. All right. Nothing new here other than I played golf yesterday, and I'll play it again tomorrow. And hopefully we'll not lose too many golf balls. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay. And then when you get home from golf, sit down, relax in front of the 6-meter rig and tune around and wait for some F2. Over.
Okay. Did you order some up?
Yeah. Well, FSFI is 217. That's F2 season. Over.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Okay, well, keep your fingers crossed.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow night on 432. How was your golf game? You break 100?
I broke 100, but I didn't get my average. I was off that day. You know how it goes with golf.
Yeah. I'm happy when I break 100. Okay. See you later. I'm happy to be able to get on the golf course and have somebody else watch where I hit my balls because I can't see anything anymore.
That was me yesterday.
Yeah. Take a good partner with good eyes, huh?
Yeah, I didn't hit it into the rough or anything, but you know, I had this every once in a while. I'll have one of these brain freezes where I top the ball or go underneath it. I wasn't hitting it solidly, but hopefully that'll change tomorrow.
Yeah. I have this quirk every now and then. I usually slice. My typical thing is a slight slice, and every now and then you overcorrect. And next thing I know, I'm hooking like a mother, and I disappear onto the other fairway.
I cure most of my ills just by backing off and not trying to hit so hard. You know, when you go into your backswing, Cro-Magnon man takes over. You know, you're a caveman, and it's unintentional, but that's the way your brain works.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to control your animosity to hit the damn thing hard. Okay, well, good luck tomorrow. Maybe it'll smooth out a little bit, and we'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully, Jim. Okay, on Steve down there and probably not being in the real world here, off on a trip or something. W6PQL with and then we'll stand by for any others. Got quite a group in your area tonight. I think you beat us on 2 meters tonight from the Course Gold area. K6MYC.
Mobile.
Somebody Mobile. Who is the Mobile? I hear you in the Mobile. You're not knocking me over, but I'm hearing you. So what are you doing in the Mobile? What did you say, Jim? Jim, can you hear his Mobile?
I hear somebody in there, yeah, but I'll probably have to move the antenna around and find him. Just transmit for about 10 seconds.
Well, let's just make a little longer transmission, Mike, and repeat slowly what you said. What are you doing in the Mobile? Over. Right now I can hear you, but I can't read it. You went into the noise. Maybe you're mobile and you're moving, and you must have moved to a bad spot. Don't worry. I heard you at first, and it was quite clear. So it's working from the Mobile all the way down here to the Fresno area. Over. Did you get him at all, Jim, or did you bother to turn?
I think he's somewhere in between you and me, because when I take the antenna off of you, I lose him also.
Okay. Oh, I think he's home. He checked in just a minute ago from home. So he's got to be just right around, a couple of miles from the house. But he said he had 6-meter Mobile in the car. Maybe he's also got 2 meters. And he was just making sure that the radio and everything worked in the car. I think that's what he's doing.
Okay, where's home?
Daly City. That was KB6WFC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, no wonder he disappeared. He's off the back of the antenna. So everything's an atomic null until I get pointed right at him. But, yeah, that explains it.
Okay. No worries. All right. Anybody else in the Bay Area before we go on to Martinez? QRZ Bay Area. Last call. I think we squeezed everybody out there's going to be in here. I didn't hear KAB6BA tonight, but that's okay. K6KLY, KT2G. I guess that's it. And Ed, I didn't give you any chance to say anything tonight. I'm sorry, but there was 3 of you all of a sudden. I just skipped over you when you said no traffic. I don't know if you're still listening or if you have any comments about the 6-meter thing, but you're up on the hill there. You might get some stuff tomorrow, so pay attention. WA6AXX, K6MYC.
WB6ISO.
Roger, stand by, Dennis. Be right with you.
Okie doke.
Yeah, so let's see. I'll try and keep an ear open for 6 meters tomorrow. I've never really heard too much. I don't really keep the radios on during the day. I'm downstairs. The shack is upstairs. But I'll try and listen. And then otherwise, I'll withhold my Donald comments today, so maybe another time. And that's about it here. K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Yeah, boy, I didn't hear any news today on that, but I'm sure there was some, but I fell asleep a little bit during some of the... I didn't get in the house till 6, so I missed 2 of my normal programs where I pick up on what's going on, and then I didn't stay awake for the next ones. Behind the curve here. You've done that occasionally.
Oh, I try to keep up, but so there was no court today. Wednesdays are off days for the court. And so hopefully Donald got a chance to rest up, and he'll be able to stay awake in court tomorrow for his criminal trial. That's about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's quite a criminal. I know what the charges are, of course.
Oh, yeah. Election interference from the 2016 election. But anyway, another time. I don't want to type the net. Go ahead.
I thought it was the other one, Stormy Daniels thing.
Yeah, it is. But the intent, the purpose was to withhold information from the American people that probably would have killed his candidacy by fraudulent business records to hide the whole thing. So, but it is also tied to Stormy Daniels. Go ahead.
No, he didn't hide anything. He did everything according to the book. And the non-disclosure agreement and all that stuff, it was all out there. Anyway, we can talk about that another time, but it's a nothing case, and it's not going anywhere. All right, take care. We'll see you tomorrow. WA6AXX and the group, K6MYC. If anybody else in the Bay Area, go ahead. Otherwise, we're going to pick up Martinez. Nothing heard. How about it, Russ? K6 Echo Romeo Fox. Let's see, I'm right at you. K6 ERF, K6 MYC. Are you in there? I don't hear Russ. He's probably overwhelmed. Every other day now, I think, is what Russ's schedule is going to be. Takes one day to recover from his onslaught of kids and other parents and stuff living with him. N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. Maybe Ken hasn't got control of the tower yet tonight. N6 Radio Oscar, N6RO, K6MYC. Hector was going to work on his antenna today on 2 meters. Maybe they didn't finish. That's the other possibility. Well, we'll all keep our ears open for N6RO when he pops in. Let me get it up to you, Dennis. Coming up your way here. That should be close, Dennis. WB6ISO, K6MYC.
Well, there, yeah, it's more than close. Nice signal up here, 5.9 plus about 20-30 over S9. How you doing down there, buddy?
Well, we're doing good. And we're kind of moving right along with this net. I'm not going to be, it's only 8:30, and we should be finished up by 9, hopefully. And doing pretty good. Beautiful day. Worked hard, or partly hard. Worked hard when we worked, and not so hard when we didn't. Anyway, do you have anybody else check in with you, Dave or Kent or both?
Yeah, I got a few check-ins there and everything else, and I want you to do me a favor at the same time, but let me do this first. Yeah, we got Kilowatt Alpha 6 OSX there, Mr. Kent in 160, if you could check him in. And also Dave in 1 Papa 336. He had a meeting and so he was going to be a little late, so he asked me to get him checked in, which I thought I could do that for him. Incident, I'm Bozo 86, I think you probably know that. And we also have another one here for you. It's Kilowatt 6 Lima Bravo Papa K6 LBP. That's Mr. JR. His number is 1101. 1101 is up in the Pollock Pines area. How copy?
Yeah, 100%. Good to hear JR in here. Pollock Pines, who used to live in Pollock Pines? I'm trying to remember. He was the guy that called 220 Net, wasn't it?
Well, the only person I can remember years ago was a guy named Dan, RVU, and I don't remember if you know if you remember him or not.
Yeah, it was somebody else I would remember to call if I heard it.
Yeah, it didn't come to me right offhand. Anyway, when you do go over toward the Nevada area, I don't know if you checked him in yet or not, just remind Richard, KD6BQ, that I've been meeting our schedule back on 144-230 with some other people there that wanted to work the Nevada area. I've been checking in with him about 7 o'clock, but maybe he forgot or he just couldn't make it. So please relay that on to him. That'd be greatly appreciated. And then also, I know it's been a long time since I worked the guys up in the Redding area. Give my very best to them as well. Over.
Yeah, well, we'll get them in a minute. Richard, by the way, will not be on the air for about 3 weeks. Yeah, I think he just left for a trip to Europe or somewhere over on that side. So last night was his last night. Well, not last night, but the night before. So he's gone. So unfortunately, you're going to have to hold your guys. Maybe that you can connect with Larry, N6, N7WT, and or KD6, KE7UQL. And also Stan has been more active, K7SUN and Fallon. He's been in there quite a bit lately. And there's a new guy, Dale, that works with Larry, very close to Larry. They're only a mile or so apart. And he was booming in here the other night, KJ6 India X-ray, Dale, KJ6IX. He had a great signal on 432. I'm not doing very well with him on 2 meters or 6 meters. But he's got a new tower that Larry helped him pick up, and I don't think they've got it up yet. So when that gets up, he's probably going to be another one up there that you can get. Again, he's in DMO8 with Larry there. WB6ISO in the group, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike, very good. K6MYC, WB6ISO, and I appreciate all that information. I had one other question for you, and when I had my antennas down, I was reworking the system. Somebody said that you had a station that was over in the Utah area that was trying to make it over here. Now, I've worked Utah before. Do you happen to remember who that station was over?
Well, there was 2. And I can't remember one of them, but one of them is, one of these days we're going to hear him, Jim Wilson, N7JW, over.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you happen to, does he ever call you, or do you email him, or any information, we could try to set up a schedule there on that same frequency so we won't interfere with anybody. We'll try to work him since we've got the antennas back up and working here. Wasn't working too good with everything down, but it seemed like everything's back up and working here very nicely now. And I'm pulling the signals in here very nicely tonight. You're 20 plus, very, very loud. This is the loudest I've heard you in a long time, actually, over.
Okay. Well, surprisingly enough, I don't know what's going to happen with N7JW. He's suffering a little bit. He mentioned it, but I didn't hear anything in his voice or in his comments that indicated it, but he says he's suffering from dementia, the beginnings of dementia. Hell, we're all suffering from that if you get to be 70 or 80. I can't remember nothing. Anyway, But so I don't know. He's got some 18XXXs that he used for moon bounce some years ago, and he was going to get those set up and point them over this way again and activate. He's got a kilowatt. So once he gets that going, if he can make a signal to me, then I'll certainly pass on the fact that there's other people that would surely love to work him there in Utah and give him a try. And you certainly are a prime candidate with the big 4 Yagis and the kilowatt station, so you would have a good shot at him also. But the other guy, I can't remember who it is, and I'm suspecting that the other guy has a good location. It seems like the other guy was at 7,000 feet, and he has a 2M12 and a 500 or 600 or a kilowatt or something, but I never heard anything more from him. I told him where we were and how to listen for us. And but the problem is, Utah for me is almost due east, and I don't point over that way ever. So without some warning, I'm not going to point at him, and he's not going to hear us unless there's some kind of fluky propagation, Dennis, over.
Yeah, well understood. Well understood. Well, again, if you get anything established that way, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to get in and take a listen over that way and see what we could find him or whatever the case should be. Okay, well, I'll get out of the way. I know there's other people waiting, and I think if you're going to go up toward the rating area, say Rich or Jerry and the guys up there, it's been a while since I've worked them. Anyway, I do miss talking to them, but I will get out of the way and let you carry on. It's always a pleasure. I turn in now the weather's starting to get warm and the grass is back coming again. Knock it down and back up she comes. It could have been in this battle. Thank you, Mike. You take care, and it's always a pleasure. WB6 ISO.
Yeah, fine, Dennis. And you're a good copy tonight. The flutter has left the band open for us, and I missed nothing. Every word was clear and crystal clear, and the audio sounds good. Boy, sometimes the flutter on your signal, I don't know whether it's the location or what it is, but boy, we get, and you hear it on me too, it just gets so bad we can't, plenty of signal strength, but just inaudible in terms of information. Anyway, we'll see you. I'll keep you informed if I can catch up with anybody over in any spots in Nevada and or over even further in Utah. That would be great. Thank you, and stick around if you want. Let me call in KJ6 KFB and KR6MR and KO6KD, and then we can go to Redding. Over.
Okay, very good. And I heard that Darren in there, and okay, I'll move the antennas up to the north and take a listen there. Hello, Darren. Good evening.
We hear you, Darren. Boy, you're thin tonight. I think I'm turned right. Let's see, 2, 320. Yeah, I'm pointed right for you. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we got you, Darren. KJ6 KFB 756 K6MYC. Over.
Yeah, Mike, it's conditions. They're just not playing nice with us tonight. It happens. Maybe tomorrow night 4:32 will be better. You never can tell. All righty, let's continue on. KJ6 KFB.
Okay, Darren, very good. Now, I came up quite a bit at the last one, so it might have been we just caught you on a null at the beginning there. Let's see, Bill, are you in here tonight? KO6KD, K6MYC.
Yes, I'm here, but now you're fluttering. When you were talking to Dennis, whatever you were doing, you sounded great. But, now things are starting to flutter. All right, anyway, KO6KD 776, and John's out here. Good evening, everybody. Hi, Dennis. Hi, Mike. Hi, Darren. Good evening, everybody. KO6KD.
Hello, Bill. Very good evening, and I'm calling up toward Redding.
Okay, got you, Bill. And I moved the antenna back and forth all the way from 315 to 335, and the flutter would not go away. Over.
Well, it has now, whatever direction you're at. You don't notice it on your end, but we notice it on our end.
I think it just goes with the band, and it doesn't make too much difference where I'm pointed. Anyway, we got you, and your signal came way up from the first transmission, so there is some QSB. very, very outstanding signals from the Bay Area tonight. In fact, I even heard Mike over there, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, in his mobile from Daly City. So, and I don't even know what he's running, power-wise or antenna. But I heard him, and I heard everybody else that checked in from the Bay Area, too, with booming signals. Nobody was weak tonight. So who knows? Anyway, good to hear you. Let's see if John's in here. I didn't have a contact with John last night, but I heard him for quite a while. I just couldn't get him out of the noise. He's just sitting there, rumbling along, but I could tell he was there. Let me see. Let me go up a little bit more north for you, John. KR6MR, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC in the group. KR6MR Bozo 759. Yeah, I copied a good portion of your conversation with Dan up there, and I tried so hard to get you, but we just didn't make it.
Well, we didn't get any upfades. Your signal was in there about 75% of the time, but it didn't have any amplitude changes, like we get here on these pins. I could just hear you rumbling. I could tell you came back. I could tell pretty much when you signed. Sometimes I wasn't 100% sure you'd signed. I'd have to listen 3 or 4 or 5 seconds to make sure there wasn't any more rumble. But it was detectable for a good part of the time, which was a good sign. And we all agree with Dan, I'm sure, and we all agree. All you need is more power now. If you had another 10 dB, I probably could have had a nice contact with you. It might have been Q3 to 5, but at least it would have been readable. But you're about 7 dB below readability. That's just detectable. And we all heard it. I had a couple of other people listen to the stream, and they could, listening to the stuff that was coming through my station, and they could hear your rumble in there. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I do need a preamp up on the tower, and I don't know if I want to do a Q5 signal amp up on the tower, which I can do quite easily, I think, or buy a great big desktop unit for the shack and push the power up the coax.
Yeah, good deal. Very good. Yeah, if you're only going to run 50 or 60 watts from the Q5 amp, you can certainly push that up the coax. A good piece of LMR 400 should carry most of that, the voltage for that up. Okay. Anyway, got you in here pretty solid tonight. A little weak on the last transmission, but still very Q5. Let me clear with you, and we'll see if we got the boys in Reading, and then we'll go to Nevada here. Dennis is on frequency and wants to say hello to the Reading boys as well. KR6MR and the group K6MYC for your final, John. Go ahead.
226 is back. Oh, someone else was in there. Take it, Mike.
Okay. Somebody else is here. I know Ken is here. Ken, go ahead.
Yeah, K6MYC and 6RO on the little antenna, but we're doing about 400 or 500 watts. That's all it will take before it trips. Anyway, successful day on the towers. We got 20 meters all connected up and working on 15 now. We had to abandon 40 meters because Hector didn't like the guide post. One of the guide posts is corroded, so we're going to put a new I-beam in there, and he'll be back in a month or two and straighten out the 40-meter tower. Anyway, that's enough. And 6RO.
Okay, well, good. Did he get a chance to look at the 2-meter antenna, which seems to be working fine now? Over.
No, I'm on the little elk right now. The tall 9-element is really bad. It doesn't receive anything, and something's really wrong up there. But he will not climb that tower until we get the guying done.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I didn't realize it was a tower issue, not a 40-meter beam issue. Okay. Well, the elk's working, and even pointing to Sacramento where I am, I'm hearing it on the elk. So if you have to, you have to. The 600 watts, of course, makes the elk talk a little better. Over.
Yeah, okay. I got a lot of noise on this antenna. It's very close to the house, and to picking up miscellaneous noise. Anyway, we'll get things straightened out. We're putting a new tower on MA40 to support all the VHF, UHF antennas. We're prioritizing that now. We'll have it up by summertime. N6RO.
Okay, very good. Good. Well, it's nice to see you making continually upgraded plans. For your information, SFI at 217, you should be watching 6 meters for F2 into other parts of the world. Over.
Yeah, I'll take a listen tomorrow in between heckling Hector.
Yeah, and I would watch one of the websites that is a propagation indicator on 6. I've forgotten which one it is now.
On Friday, we're going to install a 6-meter stack match, so I can combine the 3 antennas way up there in the air. If he starts on that tomorrow, I'm not sure what band we can operate on. Anyway, by next week we'll be all squared away. That's all for now.
All right, thanks, Ken. Thanks for the update, and I'm glad you're making headway there. See, I'm sure you said hello to Hector for me.
Yeah, Roger, I did.
Okay, good deal. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm going to go toward Reading. I'm toward Reading now. I think 333. Pretty close to Reading. KD6 sopping wet. KD6 Sugar Whiskey. K6MYC. Rich?
Yeah, hello there. Good evening. KD6 sopping wet here up in Reading, number 145.
We got you, Rich. Solid copy. It's not real strong, but certainly readable. And Dennis is on frequency. So let me shoot it over to Dennis, and he'll say hello to you, and then maybe you can bring Jerry in, and I'll get Jerry logged in here as well. WB6ISO, pick it up, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, thank you much. Very appreciated. And very pleasant to meet you, Sir Rich. Your signal's not too terribly strong down here, buddy. Hope you could copy me. It's been a while. Just wanted to jump in here real quick and say hello. Over.
Yeah, I'm copying you, Dennis, 100%. Yeah, normally I pick you up really strong, but,
yeah, Mike, if you're copying out the backside of my antennas, I have a very, very poor copy on him up here this evening. Over.
He came right back, still talking.
Again, don't be...
Yes, I could hardly even hear him here. Over.
Wet.
Okay, a little double there, Rich. Because Dennis has got a high noise level. Unfortunately, in your direction tonight, you're down a little bit on him. It'll probably come up in a minute. Let's go over and see if we can get Jerry in here. And if the signals come up good again, Dennis, just jump in. KO6HS, Kilo Oscar 6 Hotel Sierra. If you're there, Jerry, with WB6ISO and KD6SW, and the rest of the Bozo Net listening on the stream, K6MYC, over.
Roger, KO6HS 230 on here. You got a little bit of flutter in there. Yours up and down, Mike, up and down. Barely copying Dennis down there, up here rather. He's a lot stronger earlier, but he's way down now, so I don't know what's going on there. But we'll get a little audio and see if you can't pull us out of the noise there yourself. Over.
Okay, solid copy, Jerry. I can't imagine what's wrong with Dennis. It may be that there's maybe he's either got the antenna turned wrong, or we got some funny propagation. Or I'm 180 miles south of Dennis, and we're hearing you fine. But you know how these bands are. Let me shoot back to Dennis and see if he made any copy on you. Go ahead, Dennis. K6MYC. Dennis may not be copying me right now either. So you guys take it and turn it to Dennis and see what happens. If you take it, Jerry, and he doesn't come back, then let Rich try it, and Rich, then you call Dennis and see if he comes back. KO6HS and the group, K6MYC.
Roger. Okay, Mike, hello, Dennis. This is B6ISO. I thought I heard you in there squeaking in, so we'll see if you're copying ready. KO6HS, over.
I bumped into a couple of greens and burned out. How you doing? Over.
Roger, yeah, I guess those
been a while since I've talked to you and Mitch and everybody up there. Just wanted to check in with you. I know it's been a while, and hope everybody's doing just fine. And yeah, I like to see the old weather is changing pretty rapidly, and it's going to get mighty, mighty warm. But anyway, I did want to jump in and say a very, very pleasant good evening to both you gentlemen up that way. I always think about you. And with that, we won't hold it there. Let Mike get back to, just toward Nevada. Thank you very much. Take care, and we'll hope to catch you next time around. Over.
Good to talk to you there. Rich and KO6HS.
Okay, quite surprising, Jerry. It's been steady the whole time. Not really strong, but not really weak either. So, pretty steady. How about it, Rich? You want to say good evening to Dennis if he's up for you now, Rich? Over.
Yeah, Dennis, you came right back with a nice strong signal I'm used to seeing. So keep up the good work. Good to hear you on again. We'll see you again on some of the other bands here. WB6ISO, cheerio. 86SW.
So we're off here for a little bit, then going back up and going. And you're both sounding good. 5'9", both of you now since I'm moving in a couple of degrees, and you're sounding good here.
Thank you much. Appreciate it. And keep my thoughts when you tell me that I'm clear. And I'll swing in terms of I think you're going to go over toward the Nevada area. So this is Rich and Jerry Lewis. Take care. And look forward to next time. WB6ISO.
So long there, Dennis. Copy that.
Okay. Deal. And we'll try again for you, Rich, tomorrow night on 432. We'll give it a try and see if we can get through on 432. We heard nothing from you Monday on 6. We tried and we called and we sat in that direction for quite a while, but we heard no CW that I could be sure of. So I don't know what's going on with the path, but maybe it'll come back. If you're listening on 6, SFI is 217. We could get some F2, so pay attention to 6. 6 meters, 50.125 for locals, 50.110 international DX calling frequency. Over.
No, I didn't hear anything from you on 6 meters at all, but I did send a whole bunch of CW there for about a good 5 minutes straight, and nothing. So, and 432, well, let's give it a shot and see what happens. Tomorrow night might be a good night. 7-3, KD6, so what?
Okay, no problem. KD6 Sugar Whiskey Shopping What, or so what? K6 MYC, and don't forget about 6 meters. Over.
Oh, yeah, well, I check that out all the time. It's one of my favorite bands now.
Yeah, okay. Well, we've the SFI at 217, and there's got to be some F2 somewhere. 7-3, we'll see you tomorrow or Sunday, one or the other. Hi. KD6SW, good night. K6MYC, going to anybody else before we go to Nevada? Anybody else in the Sacramento area?
Just letting you know, Mike, thank you much for letting me work the boys up there. It's nice to hear them again. And I'm back around your direction, and you're 20-plus over S9, over.
Well, you are too. Very strong, nice, solid copy tonight, Dennis. I could hear you off the back most of the time, and in fact, there was some Doppler on you at one time. You went up about 100 cycles. You were talking up there like that. It wasn't you. It was just Doppler.
You did that so well. Yeah, nice work.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm glad you were able to catch up with the boys up there. They both had good signals tonight for a change. 7-3. We'll take one more standby. Looking for KW6T, AJ6 Queen Lima, KN6R ZJ, or anybody else before we go to Nevada. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. Over.
Good evening, Dennis. WB6ISO, KM6SRR.
Pleasant good evening. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. You're sounding really loud tonight. Good signal there. Just wanted to say hello.
Yeah. You're 5'9", plus. Doing a mighty fine job. How's the weather for you?
Oh, it's nice. It's been real nice. Mike was talking today. He was out doing some work in the yard and everything. I had to work, but it was still nice. You're about a S9 or so sounding good.
Huh. Oh, good. Thank you for that. Put more antennas up in the air and you pull those signals in. I got you 15 to 20 over S9. Of course, I got 40 kilometers in the air. Those do help to try to pull some antennas and signals in, right?
Yep, Roger. I was getting a little flutter on you there at the end, but anyway, just wanted to give you a shout out. Good to hear you.
That's nice. Always hearing you too. Thank you much, and you take care of yourself.
Okay, 7-3 Dennis. I'm pointed toward Nevada. QRZ N7WT KE7UQL. Anybody else in Nevada? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie in the Bozo Net. Over.
Hello, Bill.
Hello, Nevada, K6MYC Bozo Net. Nevada, Ken 7WT, KE7UQL, K7SUN, KJ6 India X-Ray, K6MYC calling and listening.
Okay, Bill, thank you.
I'm here in Sacramento, but not very well, but I'm not hearing Nevada. Nevada, where are you guys? What time is it here? I think it's still before 9.
It just turned over 9, Mike, and yeah, I was hearing the guys in Sacramento pretty good there, Bill and Dennis, over.
Yeah, good. I didn't take the time to let you in there, but I'm glad you were able to catch Dennis. I'm surprised we're not hearing Larry or Daniel tonight. There's no excuse for weather. I do have a pretty nasty noise source in this direction. I don't know what's north of me. There may be another person down the road here on 210 that's going off grid and has got very noisy equipment, because I don't normally get noise when I point due north, but it's nasty tonight. I would hear Larry through it. At least I'd know he was there, but I'm not hearing anything. Let's see, one more call, Larry, N7WT KE7UQL, or anybody else in Nevada. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie in the Bozo group listening. Over. Wow, nothing. Okay, so be it. Shall we go get, I think I got everybody in the Bay Area that we're going to get, so let's just go down and get Eddie, and then we'll go QRT.
Okay, sounds good. Yep, course code couldn't compete with the Bay Area tonight, over.
No way.
It's about time they woke up.
Yeah. Viewers at Bozo Net as I rotate. Anybody that we've missed, come on now. K6MYC Bozo Net. Hearing nobody. Viewers at Bozo Net, K6MYC.
KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK, this is KM6SRR with K6MYC, standing by.
KM6SRR, KE6BK, evening Rob and Mike.
Good evening, Eddie. You're a little bit down, but good copy there. Good to have you in here. Thanks for being there, over.
Well, Roger. Well, we're trying, but not sure how much it helps there, over.
Oh, you're a good copy. It's just kind of weak. We didn't hear LA at all tonight, so it must be some propagation issues going down south there. You want to talk to him, Mike, over?
Yeah, good evening, Eddie. Good signal here. You're not weak, so it must be just between you and Rob this evening. Good signal here. Pleasure to hear you. Thanks for coming in at the end of the net here, Eddie. Appreciate you coming in from Porterville. Good evening to you, sir. And we'll look for you subsequently on Sunday night. Hi. KE6BK 858 K6MYC.
All right, Mike, you guys have a good one up that way. K6NMYC and KM6SRR, KE6BK, 73, guys.
Yeah, good night.
73, Eddie.
Okay, anybody else before we close the net? Aaron, thanks for the help tonight with the stream, K6MYC.
Yeah, hi, Mike, down there WA6HNA on Groveland tried to break in. I think he's got less power on 2 meters.
Yeah, I should have heard him, but I didn't. I've got some power line noise or some solar panel switching noise or something there when I got up in that direction, so I'm sorry I missed him. I know he's kind of feeling under the weather, but let me get him in here. I can't remember his number, WA6HNA. Would you look that up, Rob?
1013.
1013.
Yeah, I got it. I was just writing him in the log. Thanks. Good evening to you. 856.
Yeah, hi, Mike. Anyway, I know you hear this all the time, but I just have to tell you again, I worked a single element guy on the single beam, 18 elements, an M squared, 18 element beam and 700 watts. So anyway, yeah, K6MYC, WA6LOL.
Yeah, well, they do work, and if you work them on the ground gain or just what he was pointed up?
You know, I'm not really sure. OM4CW is the guy, and anyway, I don't remember what his elevation was at that point.
What was your elevation?
Well, mine, I don't know, but it was likely up in the air someplace. I don't get to enjoy too much ground gain because I have to go up to about 15 degrees to clear the local hills that way.
Yeah, but he don't know the other guy. If he got ground gain, he'd be as good as, almost as good as the XP32s up there at 4 of them, because you get 6 dB of ground gain. And the 18XXX is very similar in gain within a few tenths of the 32s, so that's, but if he was, even without that, you know, you've worked a lot smaller stations, and then if you put the 700 watts with the gain that he had with the 18XXX, that would make perfect sense. So, yeah, particularly with JT65. But if you were up at 60, 65, 70 degrees elevation, he was probably on the horizon, over.
Yeah, that could have been, and so he was excited about that. But yeah, a lot of these guys are just working, you know, they don't have elevation. I got a buddy down there in New Zealand that is like that, and he had a couple of 13s, and then he added 2 more, so he's got 4 of them, but he doesn't have any elevation. So he went out and pinned it up to 10 degrees just to keep it at 10 degrees. He couldn't change the elevation, but that gave him a whole bunch more, because then he had like 4 degrees up to, you know, 15 or something.
Yeah, more time, but no ground gain.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's too bad. I don't enjoy too much ground gain because I have to clear these local hills. But boy, when it gets clear of the hills, it sure works good.
Yeah, well, you don't need ground gain. It's the guys on the other end of 1 Yagi. 1 Yagi with good ground gain is equivalent to 4 Yagis of the same size that he's running for 1. So that's why they sound good if they're on their horizon. And like you say, if all these guys running single Yagis, they don't have elevation. Most guys do not. So you can count the fact that they're probably on the horizon and getting that ground gain, over.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Ground gain is the same as going from 1 to 4 antennas. And, yeah, so anyway, well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next club meeting. I was talking to Ken there. I might swing by and see his place there. He invited me over, and then, and my mouth is already watering for Denny's.
Okay. Well, one of these days you can stop by and see me at this location, but you got to plan for, if you're really going to see it, you need about 2.5 hours minimum, over.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I want to come by and see you and meet your new lady friend there, too. That's going to be really exciting and everything. So, yeah. So my daughter left today, so to go back and everything. So I miss her, but I'll be able to go do some things again.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Well, listen, I'm going to go in and try to catch the last of my dinner here. We kind of had to leave early. We got a few bites in, but I didn't get the whole dinner eaten, and I'm looking forward to a little snacky poo of dessert afterwards too. So, got to get out of here, get inside, and call it a night. But thanks for popping in, and good deal on working the Ocean Mexico. I think that's same as Ocean Kilo Czechoslovakia, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, Mike, did you turn it over to Aaron, KM6SR?
No, why?
Oh, I thought you turned it over to Aaron, and Dave popped in.
Well, I just said good night to Aaron and thanked him for the scan. Do you want to make a transmission, Aaron, before you pull the cork?
Well, I was going to try to, and then, Dave just jumped right in there, but that's okay.
Okay, do you have any comment? Aaron, do you have any comments for whatever happened this evening here?
Nope, I think we're good, and we can wrap this thing up. K6USY.
Okay, very good. Well, thanks again for running the stream. All right, Dave, 7-3. Thanks for giving me WA6HNA as a check-in. I'm sorry I missed him. I was hearing the voice in Reading. You'd think I could hear his 10 watts from Groveland there, but who knows? Anyway, he's going to make improvements, and if he wasn't under the weather right now, he would probably already have the antenna up higher and maybe some power added to it. So, no worries, we'll get him. Thanks for the heads up on that. KM6SRR for your final, Rob, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to Dave, WA6LOL. Good to hear you on there, Dave. You're nice and loud tonight. No flood or anything, over.
I know, yeah, you sound really good too, Rob. Yeah. So anyway, I guess you heard what I was telling Mike. I'm already got my mouth watering for Denny's.
Yeah, you all of a sudden spurred up a desire for a chocolate shake in me.
I know, and bacon and eggs. That's the only time I really get to eat. Well, we do have a Denny's up in Jackson, but it's quite a trip up there, but it's not the same without you guys, you know.
Yep, I guess that's the ambiance, I guess. Haha. Anyway, good to hear you in there. Mike, how many did you get tonight, over?
I've got about 33, 34.
Okay, let me count. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm all done. And so anyway, yeah, Greg, I hope you feel better. I didn't know. I heard Mike was talking about knowing that you were feeling under the weather. So anyway, I hope you feel better there. WA6HNA and the group. I will sign out of the net, let you guys go close up. Mike's starving to death. He wants to get in there. I think he's got dessert in there. I think he finished his dinner. He's after the dessert. That's K6MYC, WA6LOL.
Oh, yeah, you read between the lines, didn't you? Let's see if I can hear HNA. Go ahead.
He says, swing your beam to 330 and you will find him there. He's calling you, Mike. Did you hear him?
Yeah, but I haven't moved the antenna. I'm moving the antenna, but it takes a while to get it around. I can hear you in there, Greg, but I can't copy. Wait till I get on you here. It's coming around. I was turned way down to 150. I was at 150, so I had almost 180 degrees here. There we are. That's pretty close. 327. That should be close enough.
Yeah, perfect. K6NYC, WA6HA. Yeah, you're 5 over S9 up here today.
Yeah, very good. I don't know why I missed you on the first round here. We should have heard you easily. But who knows? It was Dennis was in there a lot. Maybe that's when you called in. You might have been doubled up on.
And that was actually coming in pretty good tonight. But my timing was just off. I gave a call and got clobbered by somebody else.
Yes, you did. Got clobbered by a kilowatt with 4 Yagis. Dennis was probably in there over the top of you. That may be why I missed you. Alrighty. Anyway, are you? Phil said you had a little cold, or you were under the weather. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I had a cold right after Easter. My wife and I both got the same thing, and with a nasty cough, and Phil had it too. Although I hadn't been around Phil, but it felt like the same thing. And I thought I was all the way over, and then like 2 nights ago, I woke up in the middle of the night with just a crazy coughing fit, and I woke up feeling lousy, and today I woke up and I'm fine again. So whatever it was didn't really take. It started to, but I don't want to go climbing towers when I wasn't feeling well.
You've heard of long COVID. You must have long virus.
Yeah, this is one where the cough hung around for everybody that I know that had it. It hung around for 2 or 3 weeks, so it was pretty bad. Yeah, so anyway, weird stuff. So how's my signal tonight now that we've got the 10 dB attenuator out?
Yeah, no, pretty good. I don't have a 10 dB attenuator. You're talking about rotating?
Oh, no, on Sunday night, everybody had the RF gain down a little bit, so I was just teasing you. I'm still running just 10 watts, so that's it. But you are smashing in here tonight.
Yeah, no, that's solid copy, no fade. So when you get a little more power, you're going to be, just bodacious like Dave is.
Yeah, and I was trying to, I've got an old Mirage B108, so that I was trying to resurrect to at least give you, another 8 dB of power, but it looked like the final on that thing is blown. I was checking that out, and it's like, yep. I see instead of seeing a diode, I see a dead short, so it turned into a silicon monode.
Yeah, well, I think the transistors are still available from RF Parts down in San Diego. So you could probably get a replacement device if you have to from them. RF Parts. Merritt Arnold is the owner. Merritt Arnold, a good old friend of mine. And he won't, that information won't get you a break on the price, but at least get you some credibility. Aye. So you might give them a jingle if you don't have another source. I might have one in my junk box, but I can't read the numbers anymore on these things. And I don't think I have any of the lower powered transistors. I think I had some that would make 150 watts or 160, but I didn't have any of the. Well, maybe I do, because actually we were running a pair of those 80 watters, but we didn't make very many of the amps that run just 80 out, 80 or 90 watts. So I may have a few of those. So see what you find out on that thing, and if you run dry or can't come up with anything, I'll dig in through my junk box and see what I have. Over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, they're the MRF 247, and it looked like there's a few sources online, so I think we could make that work out. And this is an old one that I got from way back when I had a Heathkit 2-meter rig, HW, was it 2036, I think it was. It was 10 watts out, so it wound up being pretty nice. Now my little ICOM 705 is 10 watts out, so it'd be a good match. But anyway, to keep up with all of you Bozo guys, I'm going to have to go more power than 80 watts. I've got to up my game here, Mike.
Well, 80 watts will get you a long ways. Well, I know the MRF 247. I remember the number. So listen, wait until Sunday night, and between now and then I'll look at my junk box and see what I got, but don't order anything until Monday next week, okay?
Okay, yeah, and after Monday I'm heading off to Virginia to see the grandbabies and my daughter and son-in-law for a couple of weeks. So, but I'm here through Sunday night, yeah, and then Monday I'll be heading down to the Bay Area to catch some transportation. So, and I did, by the way, I did put up a 432 antenna, just an old one that I got. It was actually a commercial antenna that works down there, and it's pointing your way. So I'm going to listen for you tomorrow night too, and see if we can't. Maybe I can at least hear you. I'm not sure you'll be able to hear me, but we'll give it a shot.
What's your power?
Same radio, 10 watts. That's it.
Okay. Well, no, I should hear you. I'm working quite a few people with 10 watts. Way up there in Nevada, Wassaw Valley, KB6 DQ, KD6BQ runs 6 watts, 5 to 6 watts to a Yagi that's laying on the fence, and I hear him over.
So where's he located?
Well, it's in Nevada, Wassaw Valley, over.
Wow. Well, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, I guess you probably have a little more gain up on 432s than you probably do on 2 meters, right?
Yes. About maybe 5 dB more gain on 432 here.
Okay. Well, very good. Hey, you're going to get dessert. Then Dave interrupted you, and then you had the audacity to actually give me a call. We're holding you up. Anyway, go eat your dessert, and we'll listen for you tomorrow night. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if I can hear you. So, K6MYC, WA6HA. Hey, and thanks for all the support there on the amplifier, if I can get that going.
Okay, well, I'll look for that MRF 247. I'll have Judy put her eyes in, and I'll show her the transistors. I know what the thing looks like. I just can't read the numbers. So we'll see what happens. Rob, you want to finish up? Are you hearing Greg up there in Groveland?
Roger. Yeah, I'm hearing him in there for sure. I'm hearing about every third word or so, I guess. So not quite readable, but very, very close. And I don't know how much power is he running, over?
10 watts.
Oh, okay. Well, he's probably hearing me. How you doing, Greg? Let's see here. WA6HNA. This is Kilo Mike 6 here. Romeo. Good evening.
KM6SRR, WA6HNA. Yeah, you're Q5 on this end, and I'm sure you went to a little bit of a fade there, but you're still above the noise, but I'm probably not. So, anyway. Rob, last time you heard me on this frequency was when I was on a vertical, so I'm on a horizontal antenna. That's kind of a...
I can hear him in there, Mike, but can't hear him. What he's saying.
Pass it on.
Pass it over to Mike. You may have to relay for him.
Yep, okay. He said he can hear you in there, but he just can't read it. He's got a much smaller antenna and a little more difficult path than I've got to you as well. He was just saying that the last time he worked you, he had just a vertical antenna here, and you heard him. But, you know, you can get those kind of nights where you'll hear something better than you should, and other nights not as good. But anyway, he's copying you fine, Rob. Not real strong, but good enough. If he had a huge signal from you, then you'd probably hear him a little better. And it's probably just conditions. All right, we're out of here. But I'm glad I was able to turn around and at least pick you up there to prove that everything was working on your end there, Greg. We're having a great time with Judy. We're getting along really great, and she's a great help to me. We've been working in the yard today, so there you are. 73 Greg, 73 Dave, 73 Rob, 73 Aaron, if you're still listening. K6MYC, clear and closing soon.
All right, good night, everybody. WA6HNA, 73.
73, go ahead, Rob.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, I counted to have 34, so I don't know if you got that count or not, but that's pretty good, I guess. Over.
Yeah, I got maybe 35 or 36, but maybe I missed a line or two, but it's close.
Okay, yeah, I've been here most of the time, but I've been doing some laundry and eating, and I got the last chocolate chip cookie that's going to go down there. Anyway, have a good one, Mike. K6MYC, KM6SR, 73. Say hi.
Good night, Rob. See you tomorrow night on 432.
Roger. Hey, Rob, you just came up to S9 up here in Groveland.
Who, me or Rob?
Me. He's been running like S3, 4, 5, and also he's S9.
That was Rob that got up to S9?
Yeah, you're always S9. You're about 5 over, Mike, but Rob was S9 there for a brief moment.
Yeah, okay, there you go. You peaked in S9. You probably could have worked him clear when it was up there, but it's gone again, Rob, over.
Yeah, I heard him come back and say that he could hear me, or I was an S9, so it's just about able to copy, over.
Yeah, there you go. Just need that 80 watts and you'll be off and running for a long time, unless you want to go more. Of course, we always like more. Nothing like QRO. 7-3, guys, K6MYC.
All right, good night. WA6H and A.
Good night, Greg. WA6HMA, KM6SR, 73.
73, Rob.
Alrighty, and good night to the guys listening on YouTube. We'll be taking the stream down. K6USY, DMO6.
Yeah, thank you again, Aaron. 73, thanks.